Hey, Andrew and Chris. You guys wear clothes often, right?
I'd say most of the time I'm wearing clothes.
Andrew?
Not today. Did you notice?
I did notice. You would like a nice shirt, probably, right?
Yeah,
I know for a fact that
I would like if
Chris and I
shirt.
would love if you wore a shirt. So you should go to I Need a Hobby Pod and go on the store tab. And there's a brand new shirt there. Wait, hold on a second.
What?
Are we all talking? Oh, who put these microphones here? Oh, whoa, we're recording this conversation too. This is perfect. Because I wanted the fans to know that you could get I Need a Hobby Pod shirts at IneedAHobbyPod.com on the store tab. Oh my God, Chris and Andrew are speechless.
Wow.
They're just now
That's
finding
awesome.
this out.
And what should we say what they say, or should it be a surprise?
Yeah, we could say what they say. You have it tattooed onto your chest, so I
Yeah,
guess you
actually,
don't
it's
need
got
that
everything.
shirt.
The shirts say support your local podcast, and then it has our website,
That's our
in
website.
small font below. I thought it'd be good because, everyone can get behind local podcasts. It's kind of like local artists.
It's
Right.
also tough to convince everyone to get a tattoo on their chest.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we figured with shirt form.
We did start our side tattoo business, and we only do tattoos that say support your local tattoo-based podcast. But
Yeah.
And
not
support
really
your
taken
local
off.
podcast tattoo-based business.
right,
course.
it's just not taken off.
Yeah.
Really, Andrew's our only customer. I did make a few typos on it too. I don't think I told him yet.
Oh, well, you know what I can do? I can just get a cool shirt.
To cover
And
it
cover
up.
Cover up, yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, go on, check it out. They're $20 plus shipping, and
Money goes straight to supporting the podcast.
yeah, the money goes straight to supporting your local podcast. All right, take it away, boys.
I'm nice right now, and welcome to I Need a Hobby, a podcast. I'm this week's host, Asher Roth. And to my right, he failed podcasting 101 because his mic kept getting disconnected, Chris.
Howdy.
And to my left, he spent his college days drinking a 30 rack of beer and slaying the Ender Dragon in one day, Alex.
Howdy.
So, I am actually this week's host, Andrew.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what
Yeah.
the heck
Yeah.
happened there?
I don't know what happened.
Wait, are you actually
Totally
Asher
was
Roth?
taken over.
I thought Asher was
By-
doing the next episode.
Yeah,
Went on.
I just love college so
Yeah.
much. It's just a personality change.
Well, fair.
Cool.
I hope you guys like it.
I like your yeah. I don't like
Do you
your
like the
old.
new me?
I don't like Andrew, but I do like you as Asher Roth.
Thank you.
It's a fun little bit. You do.
Yeah, me and Aaron Carter have been hanging out too. So, what do you think of that?
Are they friends?
I think Aaron Carter's
Probably not.
actually. I think Aaron Carter's in jail right now.
Yeah, I think he
yeah.
is too.
Yeah.
Huh.
Sorry,
sorry.
Asher, if you are
Yeah.
friends. Sorry, you're friends
Sorry,
with
Aaron.
Jill.
Okay, back to the pod. So, what's this podcast about? Me, Chris, and Alex. We are a few college grads. We work hard. You notice I didn't say recent this time. We
Yeah.
are just
Yeah,
college
yeah,
grads.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And I definitely didn't forget to say recent. It's just because we are
Nice.
beyond that
Nice.
age.
And it was good because you did it like so smoothly that no one noticed.
Yeah, we didn't.
And then
even
until you just
explain
went on that
Yeah,
rant.
yeah, it was
it.
really
You could
good.
say we're far enough out of college that we have the right to do a podcast about it.
Yes.
Mm.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
This could be our least liked podcast yet.
Possibly.
So we are 3 college grads. We work hard during the 9 to 5, and we try to make the most of the 5 to 9.
Yes.
But this podcast, we are actually going a little bit back in time.
Whoa.
To our college days. But before that, last podcast we talked about the big epic solar eclipse.
Oh yeah, a little stuff in the news lately.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
got a lot going
the
on.
zeitgeist is
A
hopping.
lot of the feedback we've been getting is keep it topical.
Yeah, guys, this is a podcast. It's not like people might listen to an episode, maybe a few weeks after it comes
Yeah, you
out.
think we're the news? You think we're the daily news?
Actually, it is weird to think like podcasts are branched off of radio,
Mm-hmm.
and radio like needs to be topical to survive
Exactly.
because it's aired and then it's done. Whereas podcasts,
Hmm.
the second they go out, they're basically old news.
They're
you know?
dated.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe we should start deleting episodes the day after they come out.
Yeah, I bet our fans would like that.
Yeah.
Please, episode 4, get rid of that.
Yeah, so we had the awesome Mayweather versus McGregor fight.
Right.
The real
The boxing match. Now people
Yeah.
are thinking McGregor, this must be an MMA match.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you guys aren't watching the news, for God's sakes. This is boxing.
Yep, Dang it, I just did it again. Yesterday I kept saying McGrayweather. It's just too perfect. Like
It's a cool name.
I called Alex on the phone. I was like, "So you were for a McGrayweather?"
Yeah, Andrew's like, I got my money on McGrayweather. And I was like, is that legal?
I just did it again by accident. Now I need to remember what I was going to say too. Oh, is that McGregor?
Mayweather's-
McGregor went to the ring, the boxing ring, to take on Floyd Mayweather for a big payday for all of them. I think that was probably the biggest reason.
All right. This
yeah.
is I'm not a boxing fan. I guess, are you guys boxing fans?
No, but I'd say I was way more excited for this than most people probably.
Yeah,
I was excited for this too, but I'm saying like
I've never.
I feel like it's so
boxing.
ridiculous for. I mean, I guess like Bo Jackson did it, not with boxing, but with McGregor's playing a completely different sport, and then he goes up against literally the number
best
one
ever,
TBE as he calls himself, the best ever, Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insane. Like, obviously, he's not going to win.
I think also, boxing is a funny sport where it's like a lot of hype around it for like, like a couple days a year maybe.
Yeah,
Whereas
it's
the
worse.
rest of the year, it's kind of like the Olympics when you think about it. Like, I'm not a swimming fan, but I'm a big Olympic swimming fan. I think it's kind of like it draws the hype to boxing, especially when there's so much money in it.
Yeah,
like,
this money is insane. It's
all
worse
this
when
exciting
there's
stuff.
all the hype. Like, remember those Ronda Rousey fights?
Yeah.
And there was all this hype, and it was like a 15-second match.
Exactly.
And then
I'm
there was
glad this seemed like it was. I didn't watch the match last night. But I'm glad it sounds like it was a
Yeah,
better
it was a good
You
fight.
two, I know
Yeah.
these two guys watched it.
It was kind of goofy. Like, McGregor is like a goofball.
He was having fun up
He was like taunting Floyd at the beginning because Floyd is just like. Is it rude to call him Floyd? He's like the best
Yeah.
ever.
I think
This
it's
is so
Mr.
Floyd.
I think
Mr.
you have to call
Mayweather.
him Mr. TBE.
So he just kind of chills at the beginning and lets
Floyd
chills
Yeah.
and always he just lets his opponent kind of tire themselves out. Floyd's just defending. And he'll come in a bit later. So he threw something like 3 or 4 punches the first round, which is crazy. Like 3 minutes, he just sat there and took a ton of punches.
They say he's one of the most defensive boxers.
Yeah.
And defense wins games, baby.
Yeah,
Apparently
so.
50 of them in a row.
And it was fun to watch. I had $100 on Mayweather.
Jeez.
So that was fun.
Yeah, but
Big favorite.
Mayweather was the favorite for people who were like thinking about who would win.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people thought McGregor was going to win.
I feel
Yeah.
like, a lot
Which
of
is
casual
weird.
people.
people are just
Obviously, he's not
excited.
going to win.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I thought it was funny. Someone said that McGregor fights like the Notre Dame logo. Like the
The
guy
fighting art.
whose fists are like
He is literally
3
a
feet away
fighting
from his body fighting.
That's
Like
funny.
McGregor fights just like that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It was a good fight.
Here's a
and,
question for you
it
guys.
was
I
fun.
have.
Yeah.
How much money would you have to be paid, if any, to get in the ring with one of these guys? Let's say Mayweather for a round.
I like to think that they are like kind of class acts and would not beat the crap out of me.
I could
They're
see
just
that.
like doing.
Well, what about
to
this?
Win.
My friends and I have talked about this one. What about with good old Mike Tyson?
Oh, God.
Mike Tyson would beat the crap out of
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, no
it's a
remorse.
guaranteed KO.
Mike Tyson is scary. Have you ever heard interviews with him?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Are you gonna make fun of his speech impediment,
no,
Chris?
no,
What
no.
the heck?
Just some of the things he says are incredible.
I every once in a
bit
while,
someone's ear off. So
yeah.
every once in a
Thought it was a
while,
normal thing to do.
I'll stumble upon this is Mike Tyson training in his prime, and it is insane. The speed and power.
Yeah.
I probably would have been a boxing
And-
fan.
I don't know if you were going to bring this up, but I thought he did so good in The Hangover. I thought he was really
He
awesome.
was good in the
Yeah.
Hangover, actually.
I was gonna say he was so good, and he was in one of the roasts. I don't remember which one.
Probably the
Comedy
roast of
Central
Mike
roast.
Tyson.
And it was so funny. He was I think he was drunk or something. He was yelling at people while they were talking.
Chris keeps
Very
bringing up his
strange
speech
guy.
impediment.
Anyway,
Jeez.
I would
I
I would not get into the ring with Mike Tyson
for any money.
for
I
I
don't think
I
I
don't
would
know if I
either.
I was thinking this is crazy, but I would say maybe $5 million.
Jeez.
I don't know.
Oh,
Would
no.
you do it for $1 million? Would you get in the ring to get your?
I would do it for
Yeah.
enough money where I didn't have to work ever, and I would have a really good life. And I think $5 million isn't
and enough to
for
cover
that.
the medical
That's
bills of
crazy.
the
Right.
brain damage. and
I
probably
maybe
unemployment.
25 million.
Jeez.
That's a lot, but I could quit my job and probably live a.
So what if Mike Tyson is just Alex? I've been listening to the pod. And I
He's a
hate
fan.
you so much.
Those ears are looking good.
I will pay you $25 million.
Yeah,
Yes,
That'd be
I'm
great for the pod. Can you
now I
imagine
think
that?
it's irresponsible to not do it
Yeah.
for $25 million.
Seriously.
That would be so funny. I'm imagining you because no ref, no, or maybe Tyson would have to go easy if he knocks you
Wait,
down.
no ref. No, there's a ref.
There's a ref.
That's-
I'm
we're doing official
I'm picturing
boxing
you
rules. Official.
trying to crawl out of the ring and Mike Tyson grabbing your legs and just beating you
It's
up.
like a WWE
I
Yeah,
would-
like
I
WWE.
would,
jumping off the turnbuckle.
I would make it a point to make it an official match with refs and everything,
Mhm.
and then I would study the rules, and I would
Run like
first of
little-
all, I'd probably beat him because I'm a good boxer.
Mhm.
Fans don't know, but I would study the rules to be you saw the match where they were hugging each other half the time, and you can't punch the back of someone's head. So I would just do enough to dodge punches, not get the crap beaten out of me, but technically I would be in the ring with Mike Tyson, so
That's
I would
a good
get
idea.
$25 million.
Yeah, that
that's a
works.
good idea.
And then Mike Tyson would probably kill me because I won on a technicality.
Yeah, jeez, that'd be.
Here's one more thing about Floyd. I almost said Floyd and Mayweather. One more thing about McGregor and Mayweather. In the past, Mayweather has been seen as this like braggadocious guy, and the media treats him as like a jerk when he's got these big fights.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
This one, if fans at home are watching it, they treated him as like a class act.
I
in this
agree.
extremely, which he should be respected.
Yeah.
I've always been on the side of like, listen, he's great at what he does. Like people are like,
Tom
you got to
Brady of
respect
boxing.
him. Okay. And they treated McGregor as like the obnoxious jerk,
Yeah, because I mean,
which
it
gets
seems like
it gets me mad.
well, it seems like
the-
Pacquiao was like a nice like a classic man, you know, like
right, all right,
like he was a
but,
classy man, I guess. I'll say.
but Mayweather in the
Pacquiao was just a man. He's a classic dude. Just a man.
just a guy,
regular man.
yeah,
Just
he's like the average Joe. He's not even a boxer. He's just like slightly overweight, very unathletic.
He's about to get $25 million payout from this fight.
But like, it just makes me think the media is trying to skew our image of Mayweather and McGregor and probably Pacquiao just to make it seem like
It's the same
whoever
thing. Just like
whoever
we
they
talked
want
about
to
in
win.
American Ninja Warrior.
gonna
It's
win.
all a narrative.
It's messed
all they're
up.
trying to
It's
That's
all for
messed
the
up.
money. Yeah, it's just to build a story.
Yeah, it's wrong.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
So maybe we can go back to a simpler time when there was no kind of boxing, throwing fists at people in a formal way. There was plenty of informal
Wait, there was
college fights, right? You guys didn't get into huge brawls.
yeah, I got in a few brawls.
Yeah, a
but
few
like,
brawls, but yeah.
I feel like most of Mayweather's big matches were when we were in college. So I don't understand what you're getting at.
I'm just talking about us specifically.
Yeah.
I was on my college
You're right.
boxing team.
Oh wait, did you guys?
Yeah.
I guess we could get right into college. Did you guys
Yeah.
get into any fights in college?
No.
Like fist fights?
Not
Like
in
did you punch anyone?
No, did I tell you that was something I always wanted to do?
Yeah, that was one of your what's on your minds. I
Oh
think.
yeah, it was one
You
of the
wanted
first
to
what's on
get
your mind.
punched.
Yeah, it was just felt like I've never been in a fight, not in elementary school, not growing my whole life. Got to senior year of college and was like, it's time for me to get in a fight, and then realized
Hasn't
that
happened.
I didn't want to do that actually.
Yeah,
Huh.
it, too much to live for.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd do
so
it.
no fights. You got in a fight though, right?
Yeah,
you
I've
got in a
gotten
couple
into a
fights.
fight.
Yeah.
But not like I don't fight back. So,
Yeah, you've been slapped. You've been slapped with a pizza, right?
Yeah, with the pizza.
Wait, have I been slapped with a pizza?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was like a slice of cheese, I think.
Yeah, I'm not kidding, but I don't.
Oh, was it that half pepperoni, half mushroom you're talking
Yeah.
about?
Oh, that's the one. The
It wa-
cheese was our other
no,
friend.
yeah, it wasn't the Hawaiian pizza incident you're talking about. Wait,
We're
did I
not
get slapped with a
gonna-
pizza?
We don't need to bring that up on the pod.
I don't remember now.
I'm pretty sure you got slapped with a pizza by your former roommate.
Well, maybe we shouldn't bring this up on the podcast. I don't remember the pizza being involved, but that probably happened. I did get in a fight like in Boston one time in college,
Yeah, I remember
just
that.
by some random drunk guy who wanted to fight like my friends, and I just hid in the back.
That's good of him.
None of us really fought back. It wasn't really a fight.
Yeah, me and my college friends, I had like a group of like 5 guys that I'd say were my main friends.
Your
5
main,
guys,
your main
burgers and
woes.
fries.
I think it's what-
Yeah. And we always talked about how fun the idea of getting to like a group brawl, like,
Oh,
and we
God.
actually identified 5 other guys who said us versus them would be a great fight.
See, like,
and
just
we wanted to pitch it to them, but then I mean, no one's really trying to fight. But that
Yeah,
would have been
I
so funny.
I would never want to. I mean, I've had people want to fight me,
Yeah.
but I've never been in
Yeah,
a
you
fight.
have
like
been
that.
in like fight situations more than Chris and I combined times 100
Is it
infinity, I
You
think.
think I should be embarrassed for not fighting back?
No,
No,
I just think
that's
it's
fine.
funny. Like, I feel like, no joke, like almost once a year you get into like a fight situation.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I've had fights with words, but usually I use they say the pen is mightier than the sword.
Of course, yeah.
So I'll like
You'll get punched in the face and you'll pull out a notepad and start.
Oh, but that's the opposite.
I'll make a
Sticks
Facebook
and
status.
stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Wow.
Holy
Both
cow.
common
What do I
sayings.
believe?
Total
Hmm.
opposites.
Yeah. But either way, yeah, a pizza slapped me in the face and I wrote a mean Facebook status about it.
All right, so let's get back to the beginning, before all this fighting and boxing, where we started right around now, about 5 years ago, 2012, around this time, late August,
Yep.
we decided to go to college. And
Yep.
Yeah, made
what
a
was it like?
decision.
We're gonna try to go through like
Year-
all the years
Kind of
here.
year by year, yeah.
So-
now we're talking going into freshman year. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah,
Summer
like-
freshman year.
Let's talk about like the beginning of college, because that's a really important time, and then we
Right.
can get into freshman year in general.
Ooh, I got
Then
some.
move
I have
on.
actually a pretty good freshman year story that I might not be able to tell on the podcast.
Is it the one you told us?
You guys know about my roommate.
Of
freshman
course,
year.
Yeah, that's
that
not
could be
able
a future
to be told
episode.
on the
But
podcast.
I could talk
Honestly,
about my roommate.
that's a drunk poop man esque story. If
I
you
should
ever,
tell
if
that
you ever
full
wanted to
story.
say it, you could just change the names around.
Well, if folks at home want to hear the story,
We can keep
email
it vague.
in. Maybe we'll tell
Well,
it.
it's a future episode.
Yeah,
All right. Well, so I'll start. I guess going.
it's a really
into-
good story. I would email in. I might email.
Maybe it'll be a bonus episode.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Because I would feel bad, kind of. Actually,
You could just change the names.
I'm starting to think that I handled the situation poorly, but
Ooh,
now we have to
It's-
do an episode on
it's
it.
been so long. Like the last time we heard that story was probably 3-4 years ago,
Yeah.
and it was great.
Wait, I feel like I was talking about it recently.
I think you told it to some of my friends.
I
Actually.
think I feel like I told Chris's
Yeah.
girlfriend.
I don't want to
about it.
leave the fans too out of it, but maybe a future episode. We'll
Yeah,
tell
we
it,
can
'cause
talk
it is
about
a- Yeah.
It's a good
But
story.
my
Straight from
going
hell.
so going
Classic
into
freshman year roommate.
yeah,
You know.
except not really
craziness.
classic, just a little deeper and very insane.
All right.
So going into freshman year for me, for freshman orientation, I met some kid who wanted to be my roommate. So going into freshman year, I was thinking like, all right, this will be fun. Like I already know my roommate. Now we just have to figure out like how to adjust myself.
Because
Like, I
did
feel
you
like
not did you not know anyone who went to your college?
No one from my high school went to my
Yeah.
college.
So it was like you're
But I
so
also
fresh.
was doing cross country freshman year. So in my mind, like a lot of people have like the nerves of finding out how to like fit in with people and finding a group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I just figured like, oh, I'll probably be friends with the people on the cross country team.
Because that's what you were in high school too.
Right.
That's what we were like, just
Exactly.
friends with the cross country.
So I was like never really nervous.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think about myself that I'm probably like not good at making friends, but I always like stumble into it, like making friends. So it always works out for me.
How does
somehow.
that make any sense?
I don't know, but it's work. Like I never tried to make new friends, but it just happens. So
Yeah.
I'm sure one day if I ever make like a big move, I'm gonna severely regret it and be like the loneliest person ever. But right now
Or
it's
you'll
working
stumble
out.
into it.
So
Yeah.
freshman year, I think I was probably less nervous than most people.
Yeah,
are
and
going into
you went to a
freshman year.
small school, which personally I would have been nervous going to because I went to a big state school, so I kind of just knew that. Well, I'm
Right.
at there's 18,000 people here, and I'm sure that a few of them will be similar to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my
my
idea
age.
going into I think my idea when I chose a smaller school was there's going to be 18,000 people at a big school. It's going to be easy for me to like not meet new people.
Mm.
I could easily like hide
Get
amongst the
lost in
people.
I can
you
see
know?
that.
Yeah, interesting.
Whereas you go to a small school and if you're the person who isn't making new friends, you kind of stand out as like, oh, that's the kid who doesn't make new friends.
Mm.
You know?
yeah,
Maybe I was wrong about that, but
I think the idea of a
Worked
small
out.
school is kind of cool, but I think in general, I don't know if this is a real thing, but I feel like that I get along better with larger school people. Like I actually think there is a small school kind of like, I don't know the word, like there's like a unspoken
vibe?
like vibe between all small school people that's like good. Like it's good for you guys, but
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I would have fit in with it. I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know.
That's
I've
what
never
I've kind of
that.
noticed.
That's
Like,
probably why we don't get along.
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
You guys don't talk to each other at all.
But I also went to a really small high school.
That's
so like
true.
to me going into college was
Was
a
big,
big
yeah.
it was
Yeah.
a big school.
Yeah. I'll say, so going into college for me, I also went to a big school, and part of the reason was like, I wasn't totally sure what I wanted to major in. And
Yeah.
I'd like, I don't know, I was kind of like keeping it open. So I figured like a bigger school will have a lot of options.
Right.
So that was my kind of thought.
Oh, I think if you go to a small school and you don't know if and you're going like
Yeah,
undeclared
undecided,
or whatever,
yeah.
undecided, it's a bad idea.
It's a big risk. I think that's why for me, it was like, okay, this school is basically every major. I know vaguely what I want to do. I ended up basically sticking with what I originally chose.
Yeah.
But so that was good. I was in one of those learning communities. You ever hear about those? Did you
I
guys
don't
have those
really know
at
what
your
that
school?
is. That's not like an honors program, is it?
No, so it's like you can choose based on, they had ones based on your major, based on like interests, stuff like that. So I was in one of those. So I kind of did that thinking.
Is that like a dorm? You mean like a
you,
dorm?
so you live with the people and then you have
Oh.
class with them. So I like that
Yeah.
just because it was like instant friends. Sort of like I wasn't nervous.
I had that
Yeah.
as well.
and
It's called raps.
yeah,
at UMass.
definitely.
Oh, that's hip.
That sounds
Yeah.
cool.
R.A.P.S.
You were in the rap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The rap. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty
Didn't fit in very well.
cool. Makes sense.
Changed my name
majored-
to Asher and then
You majored in
Big
rapping.
Yeah. No, so I was there. The funny thing is I'd say freshman year, I made a lot of friends quick. Classic, like keep your door open.
Yeah.
You know,
See,
like
I hate
all
that.
that. I like all that. I
I
remember
kind of hate that
thinking,
now.
like,
But
I hate
I
that
liked
so
it at
much.
the time.
and one thing that's crazy is my freshman year floor, like 4 or 5 of the kids who I'm still best friends with lived with senior year, like were on my floor. So it's like I think freshman year
That's
can
awesome,
be
yeah.
make or break for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's
Because if I didn't have that group and it ended up being like those like 5 or 6 people weren't there, my college experience I think would have been a lot different.
So that's what it was like for me as well. With my freshman year roommate was guest of the show, Paul from Disc Golf.
Disc Golf.
Yeah, so he was my freshman year roommate, and our floor. So we were in this thing called honors, science, and math rap, which you can guess is really hit or miss.
I would mostly miss.
I would hate to listen to a rap song about honors, science, and math.
And Andrew did make a couple.
Yeah, they were scrapped, thankfully. So my floor, it was kind of like the floor above. It was a big rap. There was 100 kids, so it was 2 floors.
What is rap?
It's just residential academic program,
Yeah.
which it's just a group
nice.
of people that live together with
Right.
potentially similar interests. The reason I chose it was because I wanted to live in a certain residential area, and it was like a guarantee if you joined the rap. And I was like,
I think especially
this
for
is
a
probably
big
good.
school, that seems like it's a really good idea.
Because I was just really nervous. My school had one dorm which was notorious. They call it the jungle. And it's like the party zone. And it was like going into college, I was like, I want to party a little.
We were pretty nervous about that back then.
Because I will say, quick funny story. I mean, before college, I didn't drink or I didn't really ever party. About a week before, I was in my basement and I found a Budweiser and I drank it by myself. And that was my
holy cow!
That was my first beer. So this shows like where I was at going to college. And I was so like,
what the heck?
I knew I was going to be like partying and stuff, but I didn't want to like go straight into craziness.
That's so funny.
So that's why I chose this.
Like funny. And
Chris, what are you doing? Nothing.
Yeah, it was literally. I waited till like 12:30 when I knew everyone was asleep, and I was like, okay. All right. Okay. It tastes all right.
I could do this. I could do this for 4 years.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So I lived in the rap, and the floor above me was a lot more, I don't know, just more normal people, I guess, people that I could get along with better and less like, I don't want to, like, everyone's different. The people on my floor I was very friendly with. It's just not my kind of people that I would,
I feel
want to see every day and get along with.
Freshman year, everyone's like very, like a more magnified version of themselves.
Definitely.
Like the people that really want to party are like trying to let everyone know that they really want to party.
Exactly.
And the people that want to just kind of be normal are like let everyone know that they really want to be normal. Whereas at the time senior year comes, everyone kind of is the same.
Yeah. Well, because
they're not
really
like,
interesting freshman year, like looking back on it. And we even knew this at the time. I remember Chris like talking about it, like, wow, we're gonna meet more people than we've ever met, and this will be like the last time we meet this many people all at once. Because for us going to high school, especially for you going to like a really small middle school, like not a public middle school, going to like our high school was just a ton of people all at once.
It is scary to think.
And it was like that for college
I couldn't
too.
deal with that now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and like if I ever have to, like, the prospect of moving to a new city is like exciting, but it's like you have to relive the like, and I think it's harder
different.
at that point.
But
I think college is easy to make friends. They like set it up.
Yeah, I was gonna say even moving to a new city, you don't have to like go out and mingle with people.
Yeah. You're not forced to.
And what's great is that I think
it
is perfect for freshman year of college. Like that's actually the perfect time where you're not quite grown up, but you're ready to like meet a bunch of people and you don't really know what's going on.
Definitely.
So like you said, you're just a magnified version of yourself, going like partying a lot if you like to party, or being really normal if you like to don't want to.
If you like to listen to podcasts.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. I thought it was really interesting, like meeting. At least for me, meeting all my friends. It took me like almost the full year to really get my group down because I didn't have the luxury of like.
I think that's common.
Yeah, like for instance, like my friends who I'm really good friends with now, but they were the ones that lived on the floor above me, and they were just friends immediately. And it took me a little while to like get integrated into that group because, well, that's just like how it is.
It's
like you're friends with the people that live near you.
It's like you're testing out the waters. Like, oh, am I gonna be friends with these people that I'm like? Did you guys ever like sit with someone like you happen to have one conversation with at lunch or something, and you're like, ugh, I just have to sit with this person, and because we met one time and I don't know anyone else here.
Yeah.
And
like to an extent.
Well, there was a lot.
I feel like the first couple weeks of
Yeah,
freshman year,
exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
I remember
like, you think like, oh, this is the.
I
person
remember I
to be
liked
friends with
waving
now.
to people that I would just meet like once. I'd be like, "What's up, man?" or something.
Yeah.
But
That's
people
so-
would always look down.
Yeah, that's like
So
a
annoying.
college thing though.
It's
Like
tough.
that's
It's like who
so
do you say hi
weird.
to?
Like.
Yeah.
You say hi to people one year and then you don't say hi to them the next year.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know anyone in my life now that I would do that with. You know, it's just in college.
Yeah, I'd say
So true.
Because I had that same experience.
So
I would
true.
be like, a couple weeks I'd say hi to this person and then realize like,
I don't
this
know
is
them anymore.
literally the only time we're talking is
Yeah.
when we pass each other and say hi, and then we stop saying hi to each other.
I will actually say I had a relationship like that with this one kid who, unfortunately, I don't remember his name, but we just would say hi to each other every time we saw each other. I think we met freshman or sophomore year, like through friends, like once. So I would just wave at him when I saw him or say what's up, because we had a lot of the same, like we're in the same major. Then senior year, one of the last nights we went out at the bar, I saw him there. And he came up to me. He's like, "Dude, how do I know you?" And I was like, "I don't really know." And we had like the best conversation.
Dude, the most classic Chris conversation is that I would do whatever I could to avoid that person. I would be like, I do not want to. Like, if someone came to me, is like, "How do I know you, man?" I would know exactly how, and I would just be like, "No, I do not want to talk to you." But Chris, I applaud you. The self-proclaimed king of small talk.
I did see. Yeah, I literally had that conversation with this girl I saw who I hadn't seen in a while. And I was like, "Hey, you're so and so's roommate from 2 years ago." And she's like, "Yeah, I know you too." And like, otherwise we would have just.
I could never do that, dude. I could never do that.
I like that though, because it breaks the tension of faking that you don't know each other. So now it's like, all right, we happen to know each other.
Okay, well, I wouldn't pretend that we don't know each other, but I would never be the one to be like that blunt call out, like, "Yeah, I know exactly who you are. You are this." Like, it's just a little extreme.
You gotta be cool about it. Yeah, you can't go overboard.
Yeah, I think you do a good job.
You can't be like, July 12th, 2013.
Chris has done that, though.
The page.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, freshman year, I'd say for me, exceeded my expectations. I was like nervous.
Where would you rank it?
Last.
I'm throwing it out.
Last.
Yeah, I would agree last.
I would say for me, it's number 3.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah. And I will get into my worst year later.
Wait, 3. So second to worst.
Oh, sorry.
It's second to worst or second to best?
Second to worst,
yeah.
It's gotta
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't know. I want to.
I think
it's the worst.
Right? Yeah, it's definitely.
Why did I say that?
I'll explain myself.
It is the worst
as we transition.
So you think? All right.
That's good. I like doing this ranking system,
Yeah.
quick ranking, and then.
Should we move on to sophomore year?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm all set, ready to go. Well, actually, one more thing. How did you guys feel about like moving in and moving out, like the first times? Any like thoughts on that?
I remember being, I guess, excited maybe.
I remember moving in was like, I remember right when I got there, I was just like, there was like a stupid, God, it's so dumb, like random thing, but I could rant about this, but I won't. But the honors college at UMass is just so stupid. Like, I thought it was such a big deal in high school, and
they call themselves raps.
Terrible.
I mean, this is ridiculous.
But anyway, so there was like an honors like inauguration. So you would just go to like the auditorium and they would just announce your name.
So pretentious.
So, yeah, so weird. So anyway, my like parents moved me in, and I was like, all right, like I'm ready to go. I'm ready for my parents to leave. And then it was like the honors inauguration. I was just like, this is so weird.
Yeah,
like why are they still here? Like I've already met like my roommate, and I'm ready to like do this. And I don't know.
I feel it's so weird having the parents around like the first day, like the move-in day. Because that's not what college has nothing to do with the parents being there.
Yeah.
So you meet all these people and their parents.
It is weird.
That's
because
so weird.
But it is a big day for the parents.
Oh, no doubt.
Almost as big of a day as it is for us.
Completely understandable that they're there.
For me, I was the first kid in my family to go to college, and it was like, yeah, there he goes. Like the first of my extended family. So it's like it was a big deal.
It's cool seeing parents wear like your school's gear.
I
always
like that.
My dad
every year for Christmas.
Whenever I'm around, my dad wears like the hat from my college.
That's awesome.
Does he only wear that when I'm around? I don't care.
All right, yeah, we can move on to sophomore year. I just thought that was that's a very important.
All right, so now in our lives we're settled into. I feel like we're pretty settled into a friend group now.
Yeah.
And all right, so sophomore year, what do you guys got?
So I'll go first here. So for my sophomore year, it was I had got the friend group that I wanted, and it was great. I felt like we lived in a suite. They made this is the one good thing about honors is they made like a full honors residential living area, and it just became a thing my sophomore year. So I was able to live in like a suite with like 2 doubles and a common room. Yeah,
so much.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was great. Really great.
I had a crappy double.
So it's just really like good, and it was much better than what other people had as sophomores, which makes sense. I mean, like living in a dorm twice in a row is not bad, but for us with the common room and everything, just to ourselves, it was really great. I was hoping
you were going to say, which makes sense because geniuses like us need a nice place to live.
And that was really nice, and I felt a lot more comfortable being able to like party with my friends and drink, because I didn't feel before. I would feel very like I'd be afraid that I would embarrass myself and get exiled from the group because I'm weird or something. But once I had that sophomore year, I don't know. Is that not normal?
Why does your dorm have to do with that?
No, not the dorm. I just mean the friends of sophomore year. Like a year of being more comfortable with the friends.
Because you know how Andrew, whenever he drinks, he'll like take his pants off and run around.
He'll
like
take
that's tough for someone you don't know that well.
Yeah, that's true.
It was really hard freshman year.
We've tried so hard to exile him from this podcast.
So it was really nice as a sophomore to be able to have that, and I was able to live with a listener of the show, Henry. So that's
nice.
That's great. Yeah, I don't know. Anything else?
He kept on saying like, Andrew, you should make a podcast.
Andrew, you have a beautiful voice.
He just
sophomore year for me, I feel like I agree. You're like cemented into a friend group, so you feel like freshman year you're still kind of very conserved because you don't want to like embarrass yourself and stuff.
Yeah.
Sophomore year you could open up, but the one thing I didn't like about sophomore year is that you're in a friend group and you're still kind of trying to meet more people. Like even the freshmen that come in are just one year younger than you, so you can be friends with them.
Yeah.
And which is cool and all, but then people are still like trying to force themselves to be friends with people that they're not really going to be friends with. Like,
it felt very like I didn't really make many new friends sophomore year. I don't know if you guys had that experience. I had like my set group, and it was great for like the full year. And I didn't, not that I didn't want to make new friends. It's just that like we had just become great friends from freshman year, and it was kind of like, this is my group, and I'm sticking with them.
I feel like sophomore year I was still kind of like just going with the flow. Like a big thing in college for me by the end of college was like, all right, like this is college. I have to kind of like go out of my way to make like good memories and like do stuff I'm not comfortable with. And sophomore year, like I was just barely starting to kind of have that idea in my mind. So I was still kind of holding myself back. I didn't tell anyone about my podcast. I didn't do, I didn't really want to make a fool out of myself.
3-year podcast.
Finally able to debut.
So I was still kind of just like, I don't know, like a conservative guy. Not conservative guy.
Like
you know what I mean?
Politically.
Like, no, that's not what I mean.
You're starting early Trump
socially
campaigns.
conservative.
No, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like
you weren't going too out of.
I guess not shy, but like if people were like, "Oh, there's gonna be a big kegger at this guy's house," and if I wasn't friends with that guy, I would just been like, "Why would I want to go to that?"
Exactly.
Whereas later in college, I would have been like,
leading the charge.
All right, I'll get all my friends together and we'll do something crazy.
Definitely. Yeah, that's cool. We haven't really talked about this. I feel like we all have
exactly
fairly similar
The
experiences.
3 of us went to different colleges. So like we stayed in touch throughout college. I think that's one funny thing about college is like how your high school friends play a role in it, sort of like because we'd see each other.
That's the opposite with me.
Really?
I feel like I separated away from my high school friends.
Yeah, because I think like
you guys aren't my high school friends, but I was friends with you before college.
Yeah, I guess we started talking more.
Well, but we like. I don't know.
I feel like you guys are really close with a lot of your high school friends still, and I'm friends with people from home, and I'll hang out with them. But it's not like I'm very good friends with my college friends, and my high school friends.
Yeah, see, we had a good group for our high school friends, and also, but like us in general, like I visited Chris, like we visit each other like every semester,
pretty
I think.
much. So I got to
you came at the beginning, not the beginning, but. Like, or at the earlier years, you visited like at least once a year. We would all hang out, and that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that was fun thing about college was like we went to different schools, but like I feel like I have a lot of friends through like going to visit Andrew at school, and like I know all his friends pretty well, and then like other friends who I went to visit, it's like all right, like I have this like extended.
And that's the cool thing about college is you could go to any college if you're a college student, and you're basically already kind of fitting in.
Yeah,
because
you have something
everyone else is a college student there.
Yeah.
Whereas now, if we go to like a different workplace, that's all we have in common is like, we just have the same workplace. It's not like the college is your whole life is you're a college student. So you could easily fit in. Like, that's why I think going to different schools is like, just felt like an extension of your college almost.
Yeah, for real. Sophomore year for me, I think I didn't have like, definitely not a bad time. Like, not a lot to regret, but
4 out of 4.
This is the fourth.
This is the fourth.
It better be though. If it was
it was
junior,
a
senior,
big term that we threw around was the sophomore slump with me and my friends.
Really?
Yeah, it was. I found my friend group. I lived in a double with one of my friends who I am still friends with, but like we had another small group of friends. It's maybe 5 of us, and like I feel like we didn't. It's kind of like Alex said, like if someone said, "Oh, there's a big kegger," like maybe we would go, but like we really were very content just hanging out in the dorm all night.
Yeah,
which,
but
like,
I don't think there's anything wrong with
there's
that.
There's nothing wrong with it, but I felt like I was like missing out on something.
Yeah. It felt if that felt more like a freshman year thing that you were like, why am I still doing this?
Yeah,
and I feel like I did that freshman year a little bit, especially like early on in freshman year.
Yeah.
Another thing I will say, which I think is kind of like important to my college experience, was I was in a relationship the first year of college.
That's right.
Into sophomore year. And
me too.
Oh yeah, you were as well. So
not with Chris though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shoot. It was more of a podcast relationship.
It was a business relationship. I swear.
But we broke up sophomore year, and I think it was just like it made like it wasn't like I was like just sad all the sophomore year is what I'm saying, but it was
throws
like
you off.
I was like used to having like, oh, everyone knows me, and like I'm in a relationship, so I don't have to be like actively pursuing people, and that like just made like took me a while to get used to like going to parties and like.
Wait, I definitely agree with that.
You know what I mean? It's because
when you're in a relationship, like you almost have that like built-in excuse of, which is this is bad.
It is.
And I don't think
know exactly
people should be like this of like, oh, I don't want to go out because what's the point? Like
that's like the worst.
I can't like dance with girls or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll just like hang out, whatever. I can talk to my girlfriend. Whereas like you should, even if you have a girlfriend, you should still just go out and have fun.
I would say I also had the built-up excuse of like, oh, Chris has a girlfriend. Like he's not trying to hit
That's
on
the other
us. So
thing.
I found like freshman year I had a lot of friends who were girls. Later, it's just like a different vibe.
And then
I
you're
don't
like,
know. Like, I'm definitely wrong, but it was
because then
something
you're
that you feel
single.
worried about.
But you think in your mind like, oh, no one knows I'm single. So any if I'm into a girl,
all my friends knew me as like, oh, this guy has a girlfriend.
Right.
Yeah.
Everyone should break up when they go to college.
Yeah, I'd say I honestly this
I would
would
say
suggest it.
Really?
I don't regret it at all, but I think
I would say that I think if you are dating someone and you're both going to separate colleges, if you're going to the same college, that might be bad too from like a friend standpoint.
Yeah.
But if you're the same age and you're going to separate colleges, I think you should definitely break up.
Yeah.
But if you're
this is so weird that we're
I've thought about this before.
Demanding it.
But if you're different ages, like Chris was 1 year older, so like his girlfriend was still in high school, so that's like not that bad because
whoa.
What?
No,
wait, you said Chris's girlfriend is still in high school?
She's old. She's just a year younger, but she just kept getting held back.
Just dumb as a rock.
Yeah, that's why they broke up.
That's what.
No, I think.
No, but what I'm saying is that
you don't have to break up, but you have to at least have a talk where like, I'm not going to hold myself back because we're in a relationship.
Yeah. I just feel like that having two people with like this drastic change is like doomed for more of a failure. But if you have like just one person and then if Chris had got used to college and then the next year his girlfriend goes to college, maybe you even go to the same school, then it like makes a little more sense if you're both not experiencing this like huge change at the same time. It's a lot easier in my opinion.
I'd say you just gotta like keep it low key. Just know you're gonna be doing your own thing.
I just think you should never hold yourself back.
Definitely. That's just like general
because
advice.
of like another person.
Yeah.
No
I will also say
because I would have been more outgoing, I think.
Yeah. So sophomore year I ended up in more of like a party-ish dorm, or so I thought. And then we ended up on the floor. My floor was just me and my friend. We had some friends who lived upstairs, and our whole section was kids who, nice guys. If they're listening,
doesn't look though.
Don't say anything bad, but they were the entirety of the Super Smash Bros. Club at my college.
Yes.
Whoa, that's cool. That's another like really college.
So like
thing.
it was a very college thing, and like the first few weeks I was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll play with them. But they were like
legit.
Very good.
It's weird that Super Smash Bros. Is like. There's a huge separation between like the hobbyists.
Exactly.
Like
they would go to like on the
pros.
weekends. They would go to tournaments. Like they would drive across the
crazy.
state.
Whereas
I just couldn't relate, and I never really made friends with them.
I feel like people who are in clubs like that were very like particular about their like club. Like they were probably nice guys, but realistically, like you could never really be friends with them just because you weren't that good.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I remember Chris would be like, "Hey, could I play with you guys?" Like, I usually like to like my main character is Zelda, and they said. Zelda, what? You gotta use Fox? Are you kidding me?
Exactly.
That's kind of what Zelda's in Super Smash Brothers.
Isn't it like a transformation though?
Super Smash Brothers.
Isn't it like Zelda and Sheik or something?
Yeah. Is that who it is, or is Sheik with Samus?
I would get kicked out of the dorm before they even showed the character page. So I don't really
Wait, I think Zelda. Samus is definitely has like two. I think Sheik is from Samus.
I think it's Sheik and Zelda.
Is it? Maybe it is. But Samus at least has two. Does Zelda have two things? But either way, Zelda is in Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Right.
That's a fact.
I will box you if I'm wrong. Wait, no, I won't. No, I won't.
All right.
But so sophomore year, number 4 year. But I don't know. I think it like at the end of sophomore year, I was like solid on my major. I think that's a big thing. So it was like I was ready for the rest of it, and like I don't know. It was just
guess what?
Junior and senior
this
were
joke.
big years.
Chris's major was marketing. Psych. Because it was
psych.
But it was marketing and psych.
I did like it.
Oh, that's
major,
good.
Yeah.
Well, that was a bad joke. Wait, was it or wasn't?
Yeah, I did. I did marketing and psych. Psych.
It's just Chris cheering. I love psych.
All right. TV show.
Wait, that was a bad joke. I gotta say, that was such a bad joke.
Yeah, that was rough.
Okay, guys.
I feel like that's like a joke, like Psych 101. The teacher comes in because he's like really trying to be cool. You know, his wife's not happy with him.
No.
His kids barely talk to him. He's like, all right, I'm gonna win over these 18-year-old college freshmen. All right, welcome to Math 101. Psych 101 is actually what this class. Charlene.
Jeez. Well, all right.
Wow.
Moving on.
Please.
All right, where would you put sophomore year?
Third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Alright.
So next up, we're down to go to junior year.
Let's do it.
Junior year, we're gonna have different experiences here because you
Yeah.
guys both studied abroad junior year, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't study abroad. Junior
I studied
year.
abroad
The summer
going into senior year, so it
Never mind
wasn't.
then.
It was
Chris-
just an additional thing.
Yeah.
Chris studied abroad.
Chris studied
Yeah.
abroad.
Junior year.
Yeah, you can get it. Want to get into that?
Yeah,
But
talk
you
about
studied
that.
abroad
So I
first
studied-
semester
I
too.
I
studied
remember when
abroad.
you and your girlfriend broke up. You said, "I have to get as far away from this land as possible."
I said, let's buy a plane ticket. No, so
One way.
I studied abroad in Italy. It was a pretty cool program. It was me and like 50 kids.
I feel like there was a time in our podcast where like every other episode you guys would bring up a studied abroad a study abroad story. So
I
I
feel
think
like
all of our
nice.
listeners know that you studied abroad.
I think it's as we're getting further removed from college that used to be like, when I got back, I was like, oh, that's like when I was in Rome.
That's like
Yeah,
when-
remember when
I don't
Chris
like
came
that.
back from study abroad with like a huge beard, and I made fun of
was
him,
true.
and
Really?
everyone was so mad at me. Yeah. They were
I
like,
do remember that.
They were like, "That was so mean," and I was like, "Oh, sorry."
I don't
Just
I don't
kidding.
remember Chris being like this, but it's the worst when people come back from studying abroad and
Yeah.
are like trying to like
Convince you that-
bring
Trying to
that
change the
culture
world.
into
Yeah.
their
I feel
American
that.
culture. Like it was a few months.
Yeah,
you
it's not
know?
like my life
Like
has
if you look
changed.
back on it, it was basically like a vacation. You
Yeah.
don't do that after a vacation.
Exactly.
Come back and be
I
like,
do like as kind of like a jerk thing. I say like, oh yeah, I used to live in Italy.
oh,
I'll say that
God.
every now
See,
and then.
that's bad.
Yeah, but I
Don't
say
do
I
that.
usually say it with that voice.
Yeah, that's
So-
why it's like
you
as a
can-
joke.
Chris
so
is
So yeah,
just
I went
messing
abroad. I had fun with it. I liked that it was a group of Like I had a bunch of people from America
Yeah.
who I took classes with, and then we could travel together. So it was like I felt comfortable, but I could also get out
Right.
of my comfort zone and do kind of crazy things. I'd recommend it for anyone.
Yeah, I
mean,
agree.
I know neither of you. Well, you did like
Well,
a smaller
yeah,
program. But
I only went for 4 weeks. Definitely mentioned this a bunch, but it was after June. It was after junior year for like the month of June.
Mhm.
And the reason I didn't go during the semester was because I was afraid of missing out. But like, it was so fun. It was just really
Yeah.
awesome. And I feel like personally for me, it was about the company that was there. So I feel like you probably
I
had like
agree.
good company too.
Yeah.
Like just being abroad with people, like you're bound to have people that are like adventurous and want to go do stuff.
Yeah.
And I really, really like that aspect. However, I did have a really good junior year as well.
I think it's. I mean, I didn't study abroad.
yeah.
With my major, it was tough to study abroad junior year.
You have been quoted saying, "I studied abroad or
yeah,
two in
every other
college."
night, professor. Okay,
Why are you saying this to your professor?
Psych.
it's your wife, Charlene. It's ridiculous not to at least try to study abroad. It's
Mhm.
basically like a free. It's not free,
Yeah.
but
And one
it's
thing,
usually
well,
like the same price as you would be paying.
that's the crazy thing for me.
college. So why wouldn't you like try? You would. I don't. I went on a trip junior year for a few weeks in Europe, so I feel
Mhm.
like I at least got to experience that.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be cool to study. I wish I studied abroad. You know,
Mhm.
like what? It's weird. There's no
Yeah,
excuse not to,
and
really,
I'd say
unless
this
your
is-
academics get in the way.
This
Yeah.
is like a cheesy thing that someone would tell you in college, but like, don't let like the cost of it turn you off, because it ended up being cheaper for me to study abroad just because like there are so
Right.
many random scholarships you can apply for.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
I ended up saving money and like going abroad. So it's like I don't know.
right.
Yeah, I
Worked
would.
with
I would
someone, try to
recommend
figure it
studying
out.
abroad to everyone.
The only
think
downfall
it's
is
awesome.
Chris's weird beard that he came back
Yeah.
with. Really.
Yeah.
So weird.
That
Yeah,
was-
I'm still mad. People got mad at me.
Well,
for
I
that.
will say, I remember a backup plan. You had glasses that you hadn't worn typically, and someone saw you, called out your glasses. You were befuddled. You were a little upset.
I called you Four Eyes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
I don't want to get into.
I think
beard
it is
talk.
fine to call out someone for looking different. I think especially me, where it was like,
Well,
oh, Chris goes on this European adventure and looks different.
Yeah,
Like,
it
but
was
like that.
fun.
I think that's funny.
That I wouldn't. I don't know. I feel like the people that come back from studying abroad, and think they're like new people now.
Yeah,
Like, you're not.
that's true.
You
You're
know?
definitely not.
dude. But you haven't done it, so I feel like a little like you should.
Right. Yeah. Obviously, it's like. But I've
I agree with you, but
it's
like
like
you
a few
wouldn't know.
months, you
Yeah,
know?
but it's a really good experience.
I would say like the
you're
biggest,
and you're hanging out with Americans.
You're not a different
Yeah,
person, but
that's
you
true.
still feel different.
It depends on I think
What?
it depends on the program.
Yeah, I guess I could
If
understand.
I studied
you only
abroad
went for a few weeks.
Yeah, but like I don't know. It's just like you feel very sheltered, like in America when you experience another culture.
Right, but
It's
that doesn't
really
mean you
different.
have to change your own.
I agree.
Culture for
I
it.
no, I
Yeah.
agree with you on that part. I just think that you're saying like
Yeah,
people
obviously
who
I
come
didn't
back and are
experience
totally
it.
different. Like you can't really. Like,
yeah, I guess I can't say it, but you also made fun of Chris's beard, so maybe you can't say it either.
That's true.
Fine. So
I will say, like,
none of us can say it.
Like, I have friends who are in like the Peace Corps now, and I like if they come back and are different, like that's cool. Like if you're in like Africa for 2 years, then you'll be different. But if you're taking classes in English
maybe
for
it's
3 months,
maybe it's the type of person. Because if I know people who I knew very well, and I stayed in contact with them while they were studying abroad, and then they'll come back and be like, "Ugh, that country is my home." Like it's like, I know you. I know this is like something you're putting on. So I think that's probably why if Chris did that, we would have been like, no, I know this is like
and
phony.
You didn't actually do that. You just had to be.
Whereas if someone random did it, right, I don't know. I haven't experienced that. I guess it's more like knowing that person personally. If they're going to do something phony like that, I'm going to be frustrated with it.
Okay, so
who cares?
Let's move on.
Coming back to junior year, it was a little bit tough
year.
because like I was on the first half and like all my friends lived together, so I needed to like I ended up finding a roommate.
Right, so that must have been different.
And it was fine, but it was like I think it was like riding off that high. It was like, oh, this weekend, maybe I'll go to Barcelona this weekend. Oh no, I'm just in New England. I can't.
Yeah,
I almost wish I did that. like the idea of going on vacations all the time while you're studying abroad. I wish I did that in college.
Even
just in
like
America.
road trips.
Like I would do a road trip to like Mount Rushmore or something. You know,
that'd be pretty sweet.
Because you have why is that weird?
It's just
it's like
it's not. It's just the idea. Like
it is funny.
It's because you do it when you're in Europe because it's like who cares?
And it's cheap. It's a lot cheaper in Europe.
Cheaper, yeah. But then like. Not saying that it's weirder here, like it shouldn't be weirder here, but in my head it's like so weird.
But like,
I had a couple of friends in college from China who like on weekends would go to like Washington D.C. and it's like, I would never think to do that.
Yeah,
like,
I kind of wish I did.
Yeah,
but I guess the price is the issue because it's isn't it very cheap to fly
in Europe?
Relatively compared to here.
Whereas here. I don't know.
It would add up.
We could have driven though.
Also, I didn't have a car in college. I think that was a big thing in college for me. It was like I didn't go on a lot of trips because I was isolated. And then I had some friends with cars.
Yeah, I would say that. Like that, I remember that was a thing early on. Like, you won't need a car because like you're in college, blah blah blah. Like I didn't have a car my first semester, and I had it every other semester, and I really enjoyed it because like I felt like getting off campus was even if you're not like doing something, it's just really nice to like not be on campus. And it was really tough. First semester freshman year to like always be on campus.
Yeah, I feel like especially for me in a small college, like you can only do so much on campus. It's like crazy. So like the car, well maybe not the car because we also lived. My college is like right on a T line into Boston, but just getting off campus. I guess that's what I would recommend to people. At least junior year, maybe sophomore year is like. Try to do stuff that's not on campus. Like,
even if it's just like joining
campus all the time.
Like one of my biggest regrets in college, I think, was like there were so many cool just like day trips run by the school, like to, go camping or to go hiking or whatever.
See, I didn't really do any of that stuff.
I did very little of it, and
I didn't.
I had always had fun with it.
But like for me, it was always about the. Like I said, it was about the company and
the
trip.
It's like so if me like senior year, once a couple of my friends had cars, we would do trips like that on our own, and that's why I don't want to spoil it, but senior year was a great year.
Yeah. No doubt.
I think that's a big reason.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to say about junior year before we move on is for me, like we were all dreading, my friend group was really dreading the spring semester because that's when all of our friends who are girls, like we had like a pretty tight-knit group and all of them were going abroad that semester. So we were like kind of afraid that
who am I gonna kiss? I remember you texted me like dressing like Alex, I don't know what to do. I don't know who I'm gonna kiss this semester.
Alex, do you know anyone I can kiss?
I said, well, I know Chris is abroad and he just broke up with his girlfriend. So.
And he is abroad.
Anyway, so when they went abroad, like we were very nervous because also because we wouldn't be making new friends because they were like always more social and stuff.
Yeah.
But that we would just become like the girls kind of like kept us in check. You know what
I was
mean?
Gonna say like
that semester we became like so weird, crazy versions of ourselves because all of our jokes would land because it was just us.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
It was
Those
just
are the best jokes.
It was great, but it was just like was just us making these in like I just remember like over and over again like I don't know, we didn't have to be like politically correct a lot because I don't know, some of the like our friends who were girls are a little more like nicer about general things. I don't know. I think this is explain it.
This is like a little college life hack is you need girls in your friend group.
Yeah. Definitely.
If you don't, you're seen as like the bros and you turn into this like bro culture, which is the worst type people.
And even us, like we weren't bros, but it was definitely like
So
to
you
a
probably
point.
turned into like
It was
bro
to a point
versions
where,
of yourself.
where I felt like whenever I was with other people, I would just rather be back making jokes with my friends, and I kind of realized at that point like this is like too much.
Yeah.
Like it was I probably laughed more that semester than any other one, but at the same time it was like getting to be like unhealthy. Like how much time I spent with the same people.
I think I'm the opposite because when there are girls around, just like at the baseball game that we went to,
with Boston,
I have an easier time making like really ridiculous, stupid jokes just so my friends will laugh. But that's more enjoyable. Like that makes for a better time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I think you just have to have a girl in your friend group because you're like, I don't know, people will respect you more almost. Is that weird to say? I never want to be seen as like the bro kind of guy. Yeah. And you turn into that, like you just said.
Yeah.
I could just imagine opening the door to your dorm and like a freaking cloud of smell coming out. Like, you guys are probably just pigs, you know?
Yeah. It does make me think of like, I remember one night me and all the guys I lived with just made a bunch of like chicken, like maybe 3 pounds of chicken cutlets. And like we were just like beasts eating it, like, you know. And then some girls walked in and we're like, whoa, like, and we totally like, I think we're all like shirtless. Like one of my friends was just wearing an apron. It was like, whoa. Yes, this is so good. But it's like you do need someone to be like, you guys are like,
we would have like, you know, nights where we're all drinking, and you know where I lived it was all my friends that were guys, and then one girl would come over, and then the next day they'd be like, you guys were maniacs. Whereas if there's girls around while we're doing it, it's like, you know, it's all pretty content.
Exactly. So I thought that was like it was a great semester and a great year, but like losing the girls, I remember was really like we all handled it very it was very strange.
We got depressed.
But then are we good?
Yeah. So junior year for me, I was just gonna say is the year where I really felt like I was trying to be outgoing, which maybe was part of because I was like single again going into junior year. But I think it was just like, all right, I only have 2 more years left of this. Like,
yeah, see, I didn't get that till senior year. Like junior year, it was like so comfortable with my friends and just having an awesome time. And I would meet people, but it would never really feel like these guys aren't going to be like real friends. And then senior year, that changed.
Oh, yeah. Then I turned 21 junior year too.
And
that's a
like
whole new aspect of college. Is like
true.
going to like the local bar and stuff like that.
That's fun.
Yeah.
So junior year, where are we ranking it?
I'd say second.
Yeah,
I'm going second too.
Easy too.
I'd say it's a close second though.
I agree.
Well, you know what? It's close,
but no cigar.
It's a firm second because I don't want to spoil what my number 1 is. But number 1 is like
so good.
So much
it's
better.
So good.
So good. Yeah, I agree.
Senior year also.
There it is.
So senior year is like you're saying. Everyone's 21 now. I turned 21 like right before senior year, so it was really nice to finally be able to go to the bars with my friends, and it's just so different. Like everyone has that like all right, like been there, done that. Like let's have a really awesome time. Like everyone loses their, like you said, like freshman year, everyone's like this extreme version.
What were you gonna say?
Hold on. What I was actually gonna say is they're like reservations. Like everyone's just kind of loose, and they're having a good time, and they don't care what people think, and it's really really awesome time. Senior year of college is so fun.
Like we said, freshman year, you're trying so hard to like build up an appearance and make people think of you what you want. Senior year, you're like, it's like those classic memes where it's like freshman year, you're like a clean, polished thing. And then senior year, like you're like careless, like whatever. Yeah. Everyone knows me. Who cares? I have my friend group.
Can I tell a quick story? My first night of college, I lived off campus senior year. That was the first year I did, the only year I did.
Senior year, okay.
Yep. And we had, the kids next door had like a big party, so it was like, we kind of like outside, so we all like went outside and had fun. And I remember me and my friends were drinking beer out of like mugs, just like a normal like coffee mug. And weird. We felt like it was definitely weird, but we felt like this is our, like we can do this because it's like if I went to someone else's house, I wouldn't do it.
You never have to get like, you'd never be afraid of like getting written up or something.
Exactly. And then it was like kids would be like, "What? Where'd you get that mug?" I'm like, "Oh, I live here. Like this is mine." And it just felt like I made it. I'm here. Like
kids would ask you that.
Little kids. No, like like.
Hey, where'd you get that sippy cup?
But I think that for me, I remember having this feeling of like, like I'm the king of college. Not actually. But.
No, I know what you mean.
Kind of though. Like you get that air around you, like the first week of senior year.
This is.
You guys remember like when you would visit me? I was on like a big party street that year, and we would just have like. huge parties.
Andrew's house was crazy.
It was just
like
insane.
the
It was kinda
college
scary.
house.
Like we lived with.
And it was really cold.
It was dude. The
so cold.
insulation was so bad.
Yeah.
We talk about that.
Chris
still.
got
It was
Chris
brutal.
like almost died.
Yeah.
from the
yeah,
flu.
yeah. Chris got the flu
Oh
there.
jeez, that was bad.
Mhm.
But there was one night, we slept over after.
Oh,
hanging-
not together, not in the
Yeah,
same
I
bed.
didn't tell you this,
Not
but
in
you
the
were.
same bed.
I think. Oh, I saw you. I went to the bathroom in the middle of the night, and you were like licking the ground and
Yeah.
stuff, and like crawling
like
around.
know why.
sleepwalking almost, but just
Sleep
like
licking,
sleep
yeah.
dogging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then you said you got sick. I was like,
Yeah.
Well, you did
I don't
lick
want to
the
tell him
ground.
the
You know,
embarrassing
say,
story.
if you lick, then you'll get sick.
You'll get sick.
But I remember, sleeping there and not having a blanket because we always plan so poorly for these, and just
Yeah.
like laying there shivering. And I remember I just had to find I found a sleep bag. I have no idea whose it was.
Whoa.
And I like crawled up in.
Yeah, sorry, but that house was.
Yeah, yeah.
It was good, like location wise and rent.
I'm sure it was
cheapness.
fun, like definitely worth it.
And
for
it was
senior
fun.
year
Yeah.
house.
So for the listeners at home, we had. It was like 10 people living on 2 floors, like 5 on each floor. So we were able to just
And
go
all
back and
friends.
forth. All friends,
people,
yeah. And it was really nice, but it was a little.
It was
a
like, you
little
could only do
extreme.
it for a year. I think.
Yeah.
Like, I remember coming up and being like, "This is like the college house," but like
I'm glad
I'm
I
doing
didn't.
that now. I would like just have a headache.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't live there, but I'm glad you did, so I could go and visit.
Like
and,
I
like,
didn't
get
want
that
to live there.
experience.
I was one of the only people that was like, I think this will be a little too much. And like, was it like probably a little, but obviously
it,
I don't
right?
regret it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was totally.
Mhm.
It was a great year. But how did you feel about senior year, Alex?
Senior, yeah, that's kind of the same idea. Like, almost like I would force myself to like be like go out and have
Yeah.
fun,
Mhm.
thinking like I don't know if I really want to do this, but I know it's gonna be fun and I'll not
Exactly.
regret it. And now it's like senior
And
year was
another thing for
by
senior
far
year,
the best year.
Yeah,
and
same.
by the end of senior year, we have like you guys have like senior week and stuff.
Mhm.
No, we didn't have that.
So we had senior
Something like
week.
that.
It's
So
probably
it's
better
like
at small schools.
just seniors,
Oh, we didn't.
and
have that.
you have a bunch of events that you go to. And so like you become friends with these people you've seen all year and never really
Mhm.
friends with.
Yeah.
We did,
And you're
yeah.
all leaving soon, so no one cares.
Mhm.
It was like the best time of my life.
Mhm.
And then the day senior week ended, like I started a job like that next day. And I was like in a deep, deep depression. And like, but senior week, like the best thing ever. Like no one cares what they're doing.
Mhm.
Everyone's just having a good time. You're not judging anyone.
Yeah.
And it was the best. And
Yeah.
like senior year, I feel like you get the taste of it throughout senior year because everyone's leaving, and then senior week it was like this is it. Finally got it.
Yeah, I wanted to get into like spring break was really big for me. That was the
same.
first time we went on like a real spring break. My friends and I, like we went to the Dominican Republic,
Right.
and I was with like one friend who was kind of like always the one who had other friends besides like the main group. It was kind of like the main group, and
He's
then
the
this
socialite.
guy who just had a ton of friends.
Right.
So he told like his other friends to go with us, and we became friends with his friends.
That's the best.
And we're still friends with them. Like
Mm.
that was finally the point where I was like, I had this close group for so long, and literally like towards the end of senior year, I was like, I have another group of friends that I
See, that was like with
love
me
hanging out with.
during senior week. Like it was the same
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Like we might as well hang out with these guys
That's
too.
kinda
now.
and we're
I
still
don't know
friends with
why
them.
we
Like
did
we're
it.
still friends with these people, and it
Mhm.
was really nice.
Yeah.
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 I think kind of what happened with me senior year was kind of like I said, like living off campus. Because when I came back from abroad, I was in just your standard double still, which is like, I don't know. I didn't hate it, but it was not the
And
best.
going abroad in
Yeah.
the fall for you allowed you to. Oh wait, no. Were you able to pick housing with your
I was,
roommates? Like how did
but I
that
was
work?
limited. Like I got it like through a friend. of
No,
mine
but I
and
mean,
kind
sorry,
of-
for senior year.
Oh, sorry. Senior year, yeah. Senior year, I was back because we like planned it.
So
We
you planned it in
too
the
late.
spring.
Yeah.
You were able to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
it
good.
worked out.
Yeah.
But it was nice because those friends of friends or like distant like people I met in class like
yeah.
who I wouldn't ever be friends with. Now that we had our own apartment, we'd be like, oh, like do you want to come over? We're like we had a volleyball court. Do you want to play volleyball or do you want to like pregame before we go to the bar? Like
Yeah.
I would not ask people to come to my dorm because you can only really fit like
Yeah.
4 people. Now
Oh,
we
that's
could
true. That's a
fit
good point.
20 people, no problem. So
Mhm.
I've met a lot
And
of
it's
new
just a
people
part of
senior
like
year.
getting older and,
And now,
being,
now
being
it's the
able
same
to
thing.
like go drink at bars and
yeah.
it's really like nice time where you're just
Mhm.
getting that taste and it's
Yeah.
awesome.
And
yeah, I
it's-
feel like the earlier years of college, I was socializing with people because I felt like I had to. Senior year, I was socializing with people because these are the people I want to like actually be friends
Yeah.
with and
Yeah.
like go out and hang
Yep.
out with.
Exactly.
Another
like,
thing
that was
senior
great.
year was the first year, second semester. So first semester I had a double, but second semester I was able to get a single, and that was the first time I ever had a single,
Yeah.
and that
Nice.
was and never going
So
back.
Yeah.
That was
say-
awesome.
And there was a funny thing for me about senior year where it was so I had one of my roommates graduated in the fall, but like didn't have a job, so we'd like hang out with us a lot. He basically lived there. He had his bed there on our floor, and I was there at this point. Now I have a new girlfriend, and my roommate, who I'm also sharing the room with, has a girlfriend. So we regularly slept 5 people in one room, which is insane.
Yikes.
But it was like, for us, we were like, this is college. Like, this is our last chance for this to
Still
be like
cool, though. Yeah.
Like, me telling my friends about that now, they're like, oh my God.
That was junior year?
The senior year.
Senior year, you were in a double?
Yeah.
No, it was
yeah.
a quintuple.
Yeah, it was
That's
basically. I mean, we were just doing like
But that's
ridiculous
what college
things.
is. Like, college is like you have to do these things that are so
Insane.
stupid.
Yeah.
And now you would think, why would I ever do that? But like you purposely do it because they're like, well, I'm in college. This is like the only time. You gotta love it. It's great.
A similar story to that year is like my roommate, who I shared the room with, bought a kayak, and he had nowhere to put it. And they said he couldn't leave it outside, so we left it in our room for a while.
That's like.
And it was a similar thing with my bike. They said you can't leave it outside or I'll take it. So we put it. So my room, like, there was no space.
it was like a shed.
It was like an REI. But
even like with
it just felt like so like, all right, this is the last time I'm going to be living in this type of condition. But
yeah, you might as well do it. Even with like weird drinking games and stuff like that,
sure.
like I would never do some of this stuff today.
Yeah.
But in college, I was like, oh, I guess I have to do it because I'm in college.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth it.
Some
you
of
look
those-
back and
It's
you
totally
have
worth it.
hilarious memories.
I feel like but that was
the-
another thing that well, at least for me, this really opened me up after going abroad. I decided like to basically become a yes man. Like once I was abroad,
I
would be
that's what
so
I did.
tired, but people would be like, "Oh, we're gonna go like into Paris and see this stuff," and I'd be like, "I can't just not do this."
Yeah.
So I would just always go, and then it was awesome. And I felt like senior year, I was able to transfer that and just go to like you were exactly what you were saying, where I would be nervous to go to like a party at a house that I didn't know during the day or something with like smaller amount of people. But senior year was like, all right, let's do it. Like I'll go with my friends and then we'll see if we can meet people. And
Junior
stuff.
and senior year for me was when that really like took off, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy it did because I don't know, I would be a hermit. I think. If it didn't.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great like culmination too. Of
Yeah,
everything,
it's just another thing is like the sad part that you were saying for senior week, Alex, is for me like the last week, those friends that we met on spring break. So my friends and I knew we were going to grad school, me and 3 friends at least, so not like my whole group.
Right.
So it wasn't as sad leaving.
You had a grad school at the same school, so
Yeah,
like, you weren't like
school.
leaving the area.
I wasn't leaving, yeah. So like the last week, we had like a week after graduation where people just kind of hung out and hung around, and we would go out every night, and it was so much fun. And then one day our friends were like, yeah, we're leaving tomorrow. And it was just like, whoa.
Never gonna
and
see
then,
him again, probably.
And then that was it. And well, we're still friends, but it's never been like that awesome
It's just not
experience.
the
And
same,
that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It can't be. That's why we look back so fondly, is because it was such an awesome time.
Yeah.
The times change, yeah.
Dang, senior year, number one.
Number one,
Number
senior year.
hands down.
All right. We are running.
Oh, I thought we would maybe talk about like our classes and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like Dean's List and whatnot.
Yeah.
Dude, freaking Dean's List. If you
If you
post
post on Facebook,
Oh my
and you're
God.
on Dean's
If you
List,
post anything about
delete
your
your
grades.
delete your
God.
social media.
Do you even know
life.
Dean?
Oh
What is
God,
the
that's
Dean's
the
List?
worst.
What
I
is
hated
that?
that.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was annoying.
Oh my God, got Dean's List. You have, like, no one cares.
No one
I have
cares.
3 likes
No
on
one
it.
cares.
God.
Put it on your resume, not on your Facebook, you know?
I would
I'll
still
comment dislike
like
next
it on
time
my
I see
resume.
it.
Anyway.
Don't even put that on your resume, honestly.
I feel that.
I kind of agree.
Yeah.
I think
Mine's not on my
no
resume,
one,
not
no
because
one even
just
knows
'cause I
about
never
Dean's.
got on
It's
it.
like
Wait, people know what Dean's List is.
no, but like no one knows like what the requirements are. Like
It's different
for each
yeah,
school.
yeah,
it's just kind of
definitely.
like oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
smart.
just
I don't know.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Stupid. Anyway,
Glad we got into that,
I was
actually.
thinking maybe I don't know. This is a totally ad-libbed, but I was thinking maybe instead of what's on your mind, we could all share, like to end this, a quick story or something that we didn't get to say during the pod that happened during college. Like I don't know, under 5-minute, quick one. I have one. It's very short and
Okay.
it's
I have
really
one
not
too.
related to college, but
All
it's a
right,
funny
you go
story.
first because I don't have one.
All right. Do you guys know the Bang Center story or no?
Yikes,
No.
dude.
No. All right.
This is a family podcast.
This is a great story. So, just a funny college moment. And I think little moments like this happen like with every friend group, and it's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So in college, I was in a double with my roommate Tim, and I worked at this after school program, and it was like the end of the semester, junior year, end of the first semester, and I had a key to like a place for the after school program that I had to return to this place called the Bang Center, which is like the community center.
Why was it called the Bang
Why was it
Center?
called that?
I don't know. It's
You
called.
said this was your own coined nickname, too.
It was called the Bangs, like over your head bangs. Bangs
sure,
Center.
that kind of
so
bang.
it's
That's
like
better.
the double
Yeah.
S sound, not like the Bang.
That's
Center.
what you called your dorm room.
Chris would walk in.
The room was the Bang Center.
That's what you told
You're
all the
single
girls.
senior year. I can imagine Andrew walking into
Bang
to
Center.
the Bangs Center with like a cool hip haircut, walking out with bangs. Then trying to walk into his room, the self-proclaimed Bang,
Bang
Center.
Center.
Totally different.
Girls seeing his bangs and being like, oh.
Go back to the Bangs Center.
Yeah.
This is the Bang Center. But they were
All
saying
right.
that in my room. It's my room, first of all.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is a great story. So, I needed to go to the Bang Center to return this key because that's where the after-school stuff was, administrative stuff
Sure.
was held, whatever. And it was leaving for the semester, so I had to go. So I was nervous that I would forget. So I set an alarm on my phone that said Bang Center, but I accidentally wrote Bang Center, like the room, like what we called the room. So no S,
Yeah.
like Bang
Bang,
Center is
yeah.
what I wrote for the alarm. So I had an alarm set that said Bang Center, and I'm a really heavy sleeper, so my alarm went off, and my friend Tim doesn't have a smartphone. He has a flip phone. So he wakes up to the alarm and he's like annoyed, and he's like freaking out. He's like, what's going on? He looks at the phone and it just says Bang Center. So I wake up to him just banging the phone with his finger. Just like,
That's funny.
what is going on? He's
That's
just like,
hilarious.
yeah, he calls me Andre. He's like, Andre, like, help me. What is going on? And I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry.
That's
I'm like,
so funny.
oh no, I'm going to the Bangs Center. And he was just
Wow.
like, what is going
Wow.
on? So yeah, just
Classic
like,
Tim.
I really like that story because it's just like,
Mhm.
what a random, crazy, stupid thing that would
Yeah.
like only happen in college. I think. So there's my story. Yeah.
Dang.
You guys have
I have a
anything
good, just
you'd like to say?
exciting college story.
Sure.
I don't really know a college story to share, so
Yeah.
I'm really racking my brain
That's
right
all
now.
right. I'll give you
Alright.
some time. So, freshman year, I met. Well, I knew the kids on my floor, but they have the random just events that everyone hypes up, like, oh, go to the student union and there'll be something.
Yeah.
Right.
This one was freshman year. They had the hummus experience, and me and I think it was my friend Joey.
I would transfer.
Yeah. My friend Joey had to go to like a cultural event for like this freshman class he was in, something like that. And me and another friend John were like, hey, like, you know what? We got nothing else to do. Like, we might as well go to it. So we go to this hummus event. And this was like, the first week of school. We're just getting to know each other. And we had a lot of fun eating hummus,
Right.
just having fun. It became kind of like something that we got so sophomore year, we went again. We were like excited to go to it. Junior year, I was abroad, but they all like talked about it. It was this big hype.
Mm-hmm.
Senior year, kind of like I talked about how it's like senior year was kind of like the culmination of everything. We entered the hummus contest. It was something that we had like.
I'm like slightly zoning out, trying to think of my own story,
Yeah.
and just hearing these weird. And then we entered the hummus contest.
But it was such a it was like now we had our own kitchen for the first time, so
Yeah.
we're like prepping, like planning out how to make hummus. And it was like we had a good recipe. I'm not gonna lie, like hummus is still one of my like things that I make to like.
Oh, really?
If I
Chickpeas
need to,
and whatnot?
Yeah, exactly. Chickpeas, lemon, a little garlic.
Good
We
recipe.
show up at the event, and I never really knew the inner workings of the event. We would just show up like towards the end for like the tasting.
Yeah.
Right.
And we get there, and there's a rep from like Cedars or whatever, like a hummus company. And the contest ended up being, and keep in mind, we'd spent like weeks trying to like perfect our recipe.
Yeah.
And the embarrassing part, I almost brought a blender. I brought it in my friend's car because I used a blender to make it. 'cause
Yeah,
we didn't have
sure.
a food processor. We get there, and the contest ends up being they give you Cedars hummus, and then you just can throw some spices in there.
What's the contest?
Just
to
who can
see
make the best. It's like a hummus, whatever.
To
but
see who
They
makes the
give
best.
you the
they
hummus.
give you the hummus.
Oh,
You put
God.
your spices in.
the laziest contest ever.
Yeah. The other funny thing was we called ourselves the Salty Boys, which is a whole nother story. That was our team name. All the other teams were like cultural clubs, and
Yeah.
like it was run through the halal, so it was a lot of like Jewish.
Did you guys
groups.
win?
That's great.
Tell me you won.
So unfortunately, because it was at the halal, I think it was like nothing offensive here, but the top 3 teams were all Jewish fraternities and sororities.
Okay. And then the
Little messed
salty
up.
boys.
And
came
the
in
Salty
fourth.
Boys were running around. Because the votes were literally just you had to drop a ticket in.
Mhm.
So we're running around like madmen. Like we got the Cedars guy to vouch that ours was the best.
You're
It's just we were being like very obnoxious at this like great event.
Like, you're just campaigning like crazy.
That's great. I think that's
it was
really
just
funny.
that was like me and my
enjoyed
friends like
this is the best homeless. Like that's a
Yeah.
great college. Like that would never happen.
But now, when am I going to
It's
do
so
that
great.
again?
Yeah, that's perfect.
If anyone's interested in trying my hummus, like,
I'll help in another. I was going to tell the story of the night we all tried to drink wine. And it got really wild. That was the night where girls weren't there, and then they came in later, and it was like a madhouse. But instead, freshman year, I think this was freshman year. It might have been sophomore year. My friend group and I saw a sign that said, Mario Kart tournament. Winner gets a Wii. And so we're like, all right, we'll try it out. And this was back when I was still doing cross country. And there was this one, or maybe it was track at this time. And there's this one like real, I don't know if I could say this on the podcast, but D-bag kind of guy, like really obnoxious. And he had also signed up. So we're doing the content. We're doing the Mario Kart. It's Mario Kart Wii, one of the worst ones.
Yeah. No steering wheel. You had to.
I think we had
Wii remote and
we had to use the Wii remote like a steering wheel.
Yeah.
So you know how you could use the Wii remote in nunchucks, and it's like the GameCube.
Did you do that for Mario Kart? I didn't know
Wii,
that.
yeah.
I knew you could do that for Wii, but
we did it. Wait, what?
Sorry, I know that that's how you use the Wii.
So yeah,
I didn't know
in
you
Mario
could do that
Kart
for Mario Kart
Wii,
too.
You could use just the Wiimote, and you have to move it.
Yeah,
like a steering wheel.
That's the only way.
Or you could connect the nunchucks into
actually.
it and use the directional thing, joystick.
Yeah,
but we had to use it like a steering wheel, which is annoying. So we're doing this contest, and we see now it's round robin style, and so I have to like go up against my roommate, and we're thinking, oh no.
How many kids are there?
Probably like 8, not many. And close race, I take him down, and now I race someone else, take them down, and now it's the finals. Me against
the D-bag,
the earlier proclaimed D-bag, and it's a close race, and he's talking to me during it like he's insecure, like oh you're gonna beat me, but I'm thinking like you're not like this, man. I know you're a jerk. You don't.
Did you know him outside of the thing?
I just knew. Yeah, he was on the track team, so I wasn't like friends with him. He was a couple years older, but I did not like him at all.
Yeah.
So I'm like annoyed now. And then final lap comes through. It's close because it's just 1-on-1. It's not like 8 people or whatever normal is.
Oh wow!
And I take him down, and I'm victorious. The crowd goes wild, and then they give us a Wii, and it's the black Wii, which has no slots for GameCube controllers. And we're thinking we're gonna play for Mario Kart Double Dash like it's no one's business. So I'm thinking this is bogus. Why did I even enter this contest? So I went on Craigslist. And I said, and I looked for a Wii to buy, found a white Wii, and I sold my black Wii, and I ended up profiting like $2.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
That's fun.
I won a Wii and $2, and I took down the D-bag.
That's awesome.
Sounds like a great night.
And then I went back the next year and did not win.
You're trying to win another.
Sorry, you got the you got Mario Kart Double Dash too?
Yeah, I didn't win Mario Kart Double Dash, but we had Mario Kart Double Dash. I'd say some of my greatest college memories are around Mario Kart Double Dash.
Really, for me, it was
by far my favorite game.
I forgot another
video game,
random thing, but junior year, my friend Tim and I played Mario Baseball for the GameCube.
Yeah,
a lot.
the game.
We beat the whole thing.
Really?
Got everyone needed to get you did little tasks to get people upgraded, and
you 100%ed it.
Yeah, we beat. Everyone became a superstar. It's really difficult.
I'd say me and my roommates.
Ton of fun.
We went outside a lot. You know?
Yeah,
cool. Us salty boys went outside. I feel like college is like. The GameCube is made for college.
Yeah.
Someone was telling me the GameCube is a flop the other day. I don't think that's true. I feel like every dorm.
I was so jealous as a kid when I had PS2. It was good, but GameCube was just perfect.
I had the Cube, baby.
Wow. Yeah, Super Smash Bros. Melee and
the best.
Among everything.
We'll do an episode on GameCube.
One of these days. Cool.
All right,
that'd be great.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Fun college experiences.
I really enjoyed. Yeah, I always love talking to you guys
about
college. Yeah,
I like how I said freshman year is my least favorite year, and the first story I thought of was a good story from freshman year.
Yeah, everything's fun.
That's why every year was fun. Every year was good.
That's
even though it was last, it was still good.
I even remember thinking. I mean, I kind of knew senior year would be really good, but I remember thinking that, how is junior year going to be better than sophomore year? How is sophomore year going to be better than freshman year? And it's just always
senior
great.
year was the one year where I thought going into it, I was like, this is going to be the best year.
Yeah,
I was finally living with a bunch of my friends. And we were seniors. You have that weird air around you that you're the king of the campus.
We've reached our final form. You know?
Yeah.
Full.
Word around town was that I was a Mario Kart Double Dash champion. It was great.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, so that's college. And Chris, you want to hit us with the plugs?
Let's hit him with the plugs. So I need hobbypod.com. check out everything.
Yeah, check out the store
Check out
page.
the
You
store.
heard it at the
Store page.
earlier in the podcast, but we
Buy
have
a
t-shirts
t-shirt.
for
We're
selling.
excited.
Got a great
for 'em.
t-shirt.
Wear them around town. Take a
Yep.
picture of yourself in the t-shirt. We're gonna be posting.
If anyone knows
anything
good tattoo removal,
yeah, that's true.
Please.
Please add that.
please help.
But after you buy your t-shirt, you can follow us on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. I Need a Hobby Pod.
Definitely Snapchat.
For sure,
Add us
Snapchat.
on Snapchat, for God's sakes.
We're
Yeah,
excited. We're
snap
going to
it
be
up a
hyping up that Snapchat. And then rate and review us on iTunes. That's always nice.
If you listen to this podcast and you haven't written a rating or review and you
It's a
don't
shame.
plan to,
It's a dang shame.
delete your podcast app, for God's sakes. You don't deserve it.
No,
Well, no, I
never
swear.
mind.
You can re-download it after, but I delete it just to like get in your
Delete
head.
all of our episodes, re-download them.
Please.
And
That'll
then write a
probably help
review.
us somehow.
All right.
Yeah, that's about it, right?
Yep.
All right. See you next week.